quick update. The transformation as we move from getting back in the game, and we invested heavily in capacity and technology development and products that were competitive. Now it's time for us to focus on having the financial and shareholder returns associated with those heavy investments of the last 3.5 years, end quote. Gelsinger also expressed that he was, quote, disappointed by the time it's taken to get done, and that is referring to the CHIPS Act. Now, the CHIPS Act was passed under the current administration in the White House, in the U.S., and is intended to supply funding to not just Intel, but multiple different semiconductor manufacturing facilities to develop their plants in the U.S. and sort of quote-unquote create manufacturing jobs. That is how it's billed. We have no political commentary on any of this. That is what you need to know, though, to understand the basics. So this follows Intel's disastrous 285K launch with Arrow Lake. Arrow Lake, to our understanding, was supposed to be at least more manufactured in Intel's facilities, and TSMC ended up getting that job. So it has failed to meet even Intel's own standards and failed to meet the performance marks that Intel set in its marketing slides and just in the slides of practicality and pragmatism, where you have options on the market. And this is one of the things where, even though Intel has improved efficiency and has brought down the power and thermal as a direct result of that, these two things alone are not enough to necessarily justify a purchase for a consumer. Because what matters for the consumer is the total package of the product, and that includes things like price and competition. And when competition is more efficient, and that's the key selling point, and it has better performance, then there's not much reason to buy Intel for the Ultra 200 series in the segment we cover. So anyway, they're in a rough spot right now, and Intel has a lot more work to do. Move on to the next one. A judge denies motions in the ARM v. Qualcomm cases. So in other industry news, we recently reported on how ARM and Qualcomm are suing each other. They're on friendly terms that way, and the legal proceedings are moving forward with the judge denying motions from both sides. A motion hearing between both companies was held on October 30th, with Judge Mary Ellen Norica presiding. After hearing both sides' arguments, Norica denied numerous motions. The written court ruling reads this, quote, ARM's motion to exclude certain expert opinions and testimony of Dr. Patrick Kennedy is denied, and their motion to exclude certain expert opinions of John Coates is denied as moot. Patrick Kennedy runs the Serve the Home outlet and YouTube channel and put out a video providing an overview of the legal feud between ARM and Qualcomm. John Coates, on the other hand, appears to be an engineer at Qualcomm with whom we are not familiar. The ruling also reads this, quote, the defendant's request for additional discovery as it pertains to the letters filed on October 28th, 2024 is denied. Finally, the parties shall have additional settlement talks in person with the decision makers present. A joint letter on the details and outcome of these talks shall be filed by November 27th, end quote. And assuming those talks fall through, currently the trial between ARM and Qualcomm is set to take place December 16th. We've covered this in the past with some different hardware news stories. I don't remember which ones right now, but where a judge basically steps in and says, no, you guys, you need to talk like adults and work this out, and then come back to me later. So that seems to be what's going on right now. Push towards a settlement. It would reduce load on the courts and send them through channels that you often see companies settling anyway. So currently both companies are suing each other. This makes things a little confusing to follow if you read follow-up stories online, because depending on which case you're looking at, Qualcomm and ARM are both the defendant and the plaintiff, depending on the case. So, for context, ARM had previously stated that it is suspending Qualcomm's license. It gave the company 60 days notice. We reported this a week or two ago in news. And that would theoretically sever a large part of Qualcomm's earning capabilities, although it does have outside products. ARM is a large part of its business nonetheless. Next up, speaking of ARM, NVIDIA, which tried to buy ARM at one point. It didn't, but it tried.
The very best bounty hunting business out of Sandy Shores. Hi, I got a proposition for you, and I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm looking to hand over the reins, if you catch my drift, and pass the baton to a hungry bounty hunter looking to spread their wings. That's where you come in. I'm gonna need somebody to open another office for me. This is a ripe opportunity for a young, cash-rich bounty hunter like yourself to run their very own bail enforcement agency. Now, I'll supply some of the staff and expertise. You just pick your favorite property off Maze Bank and pull the trigger. This is Maud Eccles calling from Canine Renditions, the very best bounty hunting business. This is Maud Eccles calling from Canine.
Pride currently uses ARM solutions in its server products as well. They might have an ARM-based CPU coming up for not server, but consumer. This is a rumor right now. There's really not a ton to this. The rumor is that there's a CPU prepared for September 2025 launch on ARM-based solutions. These would be made in partnership with Taiwanese company MediaTek, which NVIDIA regularly collaborates with on its G-Sync implementations. The original source is paywalled at Digitimes. It was picked up by several media outlets. The rumor is that NVIDIA is aiming to produce a consumer-grade CPU, likely for portables like laptops, but currently unspecified. This would deploy both its own GPUs and ARM solutions. We see this in server, where they have the Gray solution with its various GPUs. The rumor stated that a consumer launch would happen first, which is not always the case for NVIDIA, planned for September of next year, with a business-grade commercial launch in 2026. Now, interestingly here, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang commented just a week or two ago on the new x86 EIG, or the something advisory group for x86. Intel and AMD did it. There are a couple other people involved. Commented on that, basically saying go for it and encouraging further x86 collaborative development. But an ARM solution would not require such development. Now, NVIDIA sells GPUs to anybody who will buy them or any platform that can use them. So they are making money either way. All roads appear to lead to NVIDIA for some of these things like AI solutions. So anyway, that's kind of the situation right now. If there is a MediaTek NVIDIA CPU, this has been rumored before. So we talked previously about a potential consumer grade part that would be found in a rumored, not yet proven, NVIDIA handheld gaming device. This is following all of the sort of recent advent in handheld portables like the Steam Deck and the Lenovo Legion Go and things like that. It sounds like they have something going on, because this is not the first time this story has come up. In other industry news, the construction of one of the world's future most advanced fabrication facilities for semiconductors on the planet is slightly delayed. And it's because of a golf course. The Central Taiwan Science Park in Taichung, Taiwan is set to be the location of TSMC's upcoming fab that'll develop 2nm chips. According to the Central Taiwan Science Park, 95.32% of that land, it's very precise, has already been agreed to for purchase. This includes the Xingnong golf course. But United Daily News reports that its golf members are demanding buybacks of their golf certificates for a price of 1.8 million new Taiwan dollars each, which translates to roughly 56,000 US dollars each. Tom's Hardware reports that, quote, this amount is based on 80% of the average new Taiwan dollar 2.2 million price of one golf share for a course based in central Taiwan over the past 2 years. Now, $56,000 for TSMC sounds like an inconvenience. It's like the equivalent of when they ask you if you want to round up at checkout. They just said, sure. It's another $56K. It's like a wafer or two. The problem is that there are 1,750 certificates. In other words, that would be 3.15 billion Taiwan dollars, or roughly 98.5 million US dollars. Despite the seemingly stiff bill, United Daily News reports that the owners of the golf course could still receive between 15 and 20 billion new Taiwan dollars, or roughly 470 to 626 million, even when you account for the certificate buybacks. The publication writes that the Xingnong golf course, quote, has been avoiding coordinating with its members, end quote, which is sparking discussion regarding filing lawsuits and starting protests. The Central Taiwan Science Park is asking this matter to be resolved before December 15th, or it may simply seize the land through expropriation. Speaking of TSMC, Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger may have had a bit of a flub or a gaffe that cost the company, Intel, a 40% discount on some of its TSMC wafer supply previously. Now, this results from what is reported to be basically an offense taken by TSMC when Gelsinger made some public commentary. So, the news comes from Reuters, citing 4 unnamed people. TSMC has previously acknowledged the statements and did, in fact, seem offended, but there's some news here in addition to that. Speaking of a dynamic between China and Taiwan, the latter of which is where TSMC is based, Gelsinger was quoted as saying in May 2021, quote, "You don't want all your eggs in the basket of a Taiwan fab," end quote. The following in December, he was quoted as saying, quote, "Taiwan is not a stable place," end quote. And to ensure clarity, despite this comment, there is no active conflict. These comments were made in the backdrop of Intel working on its own competing Intel foundry. Intel allegedly had a discount from TSMC on fabrication on silicon made via TSMC for Intel products. TSMC publicly sort of downplayed this notion, with the company's founder, Morris Chang, calling Gelsinger, quote, "very discourteous." Privately, however, Reuters writes this, quote, "TSMC said it would no longer honor the discount.